our children, and we lived across the street from Harlem Hospital, and the emergency room was in those days on Fifth Avenue. Today it's farther west,
Right.
but it was on Fifth Avenue. And one day, our infant daughter, who was just about like a toddler, I guess, and she managed to get up on a chair and somehow or other reach some hair tonic and consume some.
Oh, wow.
And two problems. One, they didn't list the ingredients. You didn't know what the hell was in the tonic. And so anyway, we were really frightened. So I scooped her up and ran across the street to the emergency room. And they said something like, "Take a number, take a seat." I said, "Man, you don't understand. This is our daughter. I was about to turn that place out." So they ended up pumping her stomach. And man, it hurt me a whole lot more than it hurt her. Mm-hmm. So then the poison control people are in touch with you. And my bride was, man, if there's anything, she's an overly protective mother. She would, when the children were little, she wouldn't let anybody other than her mother or my mother babysit. And so she was just horrified that the poison control people came and wondered what happened and what did you do. And she felt like they were suggesting she was not a good mother. Mm-hmm. Even today, like over 50 years later, she does not like me to tell this story. If somebody hears this and tells her I said this, she'll give me hell. And I said, "Honey, it's the opposite. You were a good mother." And she knows that I believe that the mothers get together with the baby carriages and the strollers in the playgrounds and whatnot, and they plot and scheme and conspire, and the daddies don't have a clue. God bless mothers.
Definitely.
I really believe that. And so she, and I am serious to this day, she gets very annoyed with me for telling that story because she thinks it suggests that she wasn't sufficiently protective of our little girl, Daddy's angel, I call her. And she is the one who contributes to the grandchildren pool because the little fella doesn't have any children. But our daughter has two, Jamal and his sister Kalila. Mm-hmm. And I call her Granddaddy's little cupcake. And they said, "Well, Daddy, you can't call her these names. She's a woman now." I said, "Yeah, right." Oh, man. Children, God has been good to me. I know I don't deserve it, but it's been good to me. I've had a good life and cannot complain. But what you all do, as Jesse, our engineer, will tell you, I always say to people who do things like you two do, that you ought to feel good in the morning. The people who do good things, you feel good in the morning. Mm-hmm. And think about what you do. And see, and you don't have to do this, you understand. I know you know
true.
that.
That's absolutely true.
and yet you give of yourselves, and so a lot of people benefit because of what you do. Yeah. And I'm sure the brothers at 100 Black Men understand and appreciate you.
And if it feels more of service, you feel it's expected because there's people before you that were doing these same type of things that helped me pave the way and help Lewis.
So Earl, why don't you go over some of the other activities of the committee?
Sure. So we actually worked with the American Cancer Society to do a prevention study. American Cancer Society collects lots of data, and what they do is compile data and do studies, and they give this data to doctors, to researchers, to pharmaceutical companies to build better treatments for cancer. One of their issues, their biggest issues, is there's such a low number of African Americans that enter these studies, so when they compile the data, they don't have enough people to use the data for us. So most of the studies, they say, generically speaking, this is what we feel, but we can't say it's specifically for African Americans because we didn't have enough data. It gets back to the point that you brought up about the PSA test. Generically, for all Americans, they say 50. But specifically for our culture and our people, because we have a higher risk and our death rates are at a younger age, we say 40. And if without the data to do that, it's impossible for us to get better at treating our conditions. So we worked with the American Cancer Society to go around and collect African Americans folks for this study. We collected over 100 names by working with the Eagle Academy, working with the Eagle Foundation. We worked with Reverend Flake's Church, AME, in Queens, at the Men's Ministries. We put it up in different emails. People went out to their fraternities to broadcast it. But we were, within like 2 months, we gathered over 100 names of people of color, men and women, to get into this study with American Cancer Society so we can better, learn about our conditions. The nervousness is the drugs that are out there, we don't know the side effects to our bodies. We know what happens when they do the studies with other folks, but we don't know ourselves. And so, we have to take we have to get better at getting into these studies and taking part in it. And it's interesting because...
You're Haitian.
Yes.
Do you remember when the Red Cross refused to accept Haitian blood? And so the Haitians said, we're going to have a demonstration, a mass rally. And I was mayor. And they said they were going to have 5,000 people coming to Foley Square. 50,000 showed up. And they were out there shouting, Dinkins, Dinkins. But they weren't mad at me. They liked me. And to this day, I will on occasion get a driver or a car service who's Haitian who will refuse to take my money. And I tell people, I said, man, Haitians, these folks defeated Napoleon. And so I have a deep appreciation and respect and affection for Haitians.
Thank you.
So you got a good bloodline. No, that's terrific. And that's one of the things that's so sad about us. By us, I mean black folks. We do not sufficiently appreciate our heritage. When I was growing up, they said Africa, you think Tarzan. But you didn't think Nelson Mandela.
Right.
But we're doing better. We're doing a whole lot better. We're learning to appreciate who we are and what we are. And some of us are doing good things like you two do. And that's all to the better. All to the better. I hope that sometimes we seem to be able to get the word out so that folks say, well, things are not what they should be, but thank God they're not what they used to be. Because things are a whole lot better today than they once were.
Right.
Which does not mean that we are satisfied.
Exactly. Work to be
We
done.
need to continue to work, but they're a whole lot better. And one of the reasons they're better is people think and behave like you two.
Yep.
Well, thank you.
So
Thank you.
One piece I just want to share is we're excited for the rest of the year. We actually, at the national conference, they announced it. We're partnering with Aetna Health, and they are going to provide Eagle students technology like iPads and things like that. And what the project is for Eagle students inside their community, and we're going to start with the Bronx, to figure out the resources in their community that makes them a better person. So what that means is, where's the parks so they can go outside and get that 30 days of exercise? Where's the bodegas that sell healthy food, that have fruits and water, not the sugary sodas and the sugary drinks? Where's the doctor's offices? Where's the places they can ride their bikes? And so they're going to use technology, the iPads and all these other laptops, and sketch out maps and provide this data to the community to say, it's hard because we say healthy lifestyle, but we don't say how to do it, right? We say eat healthy, but you say eat healthy and you live in Soundview, and what does that mean? Where do I
That's
get the
Aetna,
food?
man.
Yeah. So
That's
they're
good.
working with us to put this project together.
Aetna way back had a good relationship with Arthur Ashe a long time ago. I'm happy to hear that. That's wonderful. Well, we are just about out of time. If for someone, some of our family, we call our listeners the family, if somebody has an interest in involvement in any of this, how might they reach out to you all or to the 100 Black Men?
They can definitely contact our website, www.ohbm.org. That's our website.
OHBM.
OHBM.
100 Black Men.
.org, or they can call our office. We're always accepting new membership or volunteers, and the number for the office is 212-777-7070.
Say it one more time.
212-777-7070.
Well, I thank my guests, Louis Baldwin and Errol Pierre, and 100 Black Men's Health and Wellness Committee. I'm going to tell the president when I encounter him that he was very well represented here today. Engineer has been my buddy Jesse Mead. Thank you, Jesse. Stay tuned now for Al Sharpton. I'm Dave Dinkins. This has been Dialogue with Dinkins. Please join us again next Saturday at 8. Till then, keep the faith.